The courtroom was too quiet. Even the air felt deliberate, measured, like every breath was being observed. Across the room, she sat in white, a cruel choice. Innocence painted over deceit. My wife, soon-to-be ex, looked at the judge, eyes glistening with well-practiced tears. "Your Honor," her lawyer began, "my client maintains that Mr. Hale is emotionally unfit. He's unstable. Their daughter has expressed fear." Fear. That word stayed with me. It echoed somewhere between my chest and my throat, like a nail scraping glass. Then she turned toward me. Her face softened, just enough to be seen by the gallery, not me. A performance. 6 years of marriage, dismantled in 6 sentences. Unfit father, unstable mind, a danger to my child. I didn't look at her. I looked at my daughter, sitting small beside a social worker. Her legs barely reached the floor. She was clutching her tablet, the one I gave her for her last birthday. And then her voice. Quiet, steady. "Your Honor, can I show you something Mommy doesn't know?" The judge blinked. "You may." She held up the tablet, pressed play. And in that single, tiny gesture, everything began to unravel. It started months earlier, a shift I couldn't name, late nights at work, a new password on her phone, perfume that wasn't hers or mine. But it wasn't infidelity that broke me. It was how deliberate she was about erasing me. One morning, our daughter said something strange over breakfast. "Mommy said you might go away soon, but I can visit you when she says it's safe." Safe. That word again. I asked her what she meant. She changed the subject. But I saw the fear flicker. Small, confused, borrowed. That night, I lay beside my wife in silence. Her breathing was calm, rhythmic. Mine wasn't. I watched her hand twitch in her sleep, reaching for something that wasn't me. She was building a case. I could feel it. Quietly crafting a story, turning our home into evidence. Every argument recorded, every sigh twisted, every bruise on her fragile ego dressed as proof. When she finally filed for divorce, I didn't react. I let her believe she'd already won. Because something in me had already begun to move, coldly, quietly, toward the truth. I started observing her like a stranger. Every message, every pattern, every lie left half-covered. Her phone backups synced to the cloud. She never noticed I'd changed the recovery email. Her texts were a map of betrayal, strategic manipulation dressed as maternal concern. She told her lawyer I'd shouted at our daughter, told friends I'd thrown things, told the school counselor I was emotionally volatile. But I had proof. Dates, times, context. Still, none of it mattered in court unless someone saw her truth. And that's when I realized my daughter already had. One night, she came into my office clutching her tablet. "Daddy," she whispered, "Mommy says I should record when you get angry, but you never do." My heart stopped. She scrolled through videos, each one beginning the same way. Her mother pretending to cry, me sitting silent, exhausted, a hidden camera in the corner. But then one file stood out, untitled, time-stamped 2 weeks ago. I pressed play. Her mother was yelling, not at me, but at her. "You have to cry, Lily, or the judge won't believe us." A slap, a gasp, and then my daughter's small voice, trembling. "I don't want Daddy to go away." The sound of my wife whispering, "Then you'll lose me instead." I didn't speak. I didn't sleep. I simply copied the file, stored it, and waited. When the day came, she looked radiant in her victimhood. Her voice broke perfectly at rehearsed moments. Her lawyer painted me as an invisible monster. I didn't defend myself. I just watched. Then the judge turned to me. "Mr. Hale, do you have anything to present in your defense?" Before I could answer, my daughter raised her hand, small, steady. "I do." Whispers rippled through the courtroom. The judge leaned forward. "Go on, sweetheart." She walked to the front, tablet in hand. Her fingers trembled, but her mother's eyes, were clear. She pressed play. The room fell silent. The slap echoed through the speakers. The voice of her mother, my wife, hissed through the air like venom. Every lie collapsed on itself. When it ended, my wife's face drained of color. Her mouth opened, but no words came. The judge's gavel struck once, hard. Custody denied. Case dismissed. Her lawyer sank. She just stared at me, trembling, seeing, maybe for the first time, that I had never raised my voice, not once. Outside the courthouse, she found me. Her mascara streaked down her cheeks, the white dress stained with the collapse of her own narrative. "Please," she whispered, "you have to believe me. I didn't mean to." I looked at her, calm, empty. "I believed you," I said, "for 6 years." She reached for my arm. I stepped back. Her eyes searched mine for anger, for pity, something to hold on to. There was nothing left. "You used her," I said softly. "You taught her fear, and she unlearned it today." Then I turned and walked toward the car where my daughter waited. She smiled faintly when she saw me, not with joy, with relief. The kind of relief that comes when the storm finally stops pretending to be rain. That night, I sat beside my daughter's bed as she slept. The tablet rested on the table beside her, screen dark now, silent. She'd asked me earlier if Mommy would still love her. I told her the truth. Love doesn't vanish, but sometimes it rots. In the quiet, I realized something colder. She had saved me. Not out of strategy, out of instinct. The instinct to protect what was real. I watched the slow rhythm of her breathing. Outside, the wind moved through the trees like a sigh. I didn't feel victory, just stillness. Truth doesn't heal, it simply stops the bleeding. I stood, turned off the light, and whispered into the dark. She showed the judge the truth, but she showed me something else. A pause. That I was never unfit, just unwilling to play pretend. And I walked away, leaving the tablet glowing faintly behind me, like a wound that had finally stopped hurting. End.